Good morning, friends. After some nice rain, we're heading back to Remances on this Monday to test the little Surubí puppy. I went out early to catch something, but it was tough. Come on, little fish. Whenever it rains, they scatter and it's much harder. Let's try using the bait to catch another species like a catfish, and then use that as bait. From here, I can see that the river is really calm. So we're going to have a great chance to cast with the floats, and probably from the bottom. But can you see a spot from here? I'm telling you, rain is also in the forecast for today. But it's fine, I'm coming anyway. Let's see what happens. I find it really strange that lately there aren't many mosquitoes in these places. I remember a few years ago, we couldn't even walk around here. Basically, it was like a storm of mosquitoes following you. And no matter how much repellent you used, they'd stick to your side until the effect wore off. I heard a partridge, but didn't see it. The telos should keep growing, but we don't realize that where they get alarmed is that it's exactly the opposite. On the last fishing trip, I grilled a palometa mora for myself, and I saw that several of you had commented that you had eaten it, and it was really good. I had made the grill really simple, just with lemon and a bit of seasoning, but I haven't tried it fried. Look at how much the river has grown. It's really beautiful, even though it has risen and looks really nice. But now I don't see any fishermen around. I always notice when the fish are biting, because the ones who use long lines come and go and can't leave the fish much longer at this time of year. Because of the palometas, so well, let's wait. Look at what... You don't know. You have no idea about the bite I just had from a Surubí. I had sat down for a while to have some mate in peace, but if it doesn't show up, it's not the same to be fishing as it is to be filming, so, well, I need to have some mate while I was having some mate. First bite, Manduví, here it is. Look, some small fillets as bait on the bottom. A Surubí bite. You have no idea. It nearly yanked the rod from my hands when it bent. Since nothing was hooked and the fillet was intact, I recast with the same bait. Look, they're biting right at the float. This isn't ideal for the bait I told you about when we were coming. There, we've got it. I have the phone, so that's not... I think it got away. It's okay, they're coming to give it a little pat. I think it's a little catfish. Yeah, look. Oh, it went under here. Look, no. This little catfish we just caught. This could get us the Surubí we want. I'm gonna bait it now. Look, these little dogs have been here since today. Some fishermen were casting with eel, cascarudo, and maybe frog, but got no bites. It's strange. It's kind of heavy, now kind of humid. Look, here's Bandubí. Notice that it wasn't a palometa because It didn't tear it off, it stayed whole. Let's swap it for the yellow picudito we caught. Impressive. How do they hunt here? I don't know if they're Doradillo, Palomatus, or what, but I'm gonna see if we can catch a few more Bandubí. I'm gonna go along this little canal, which is the outlet from the field, to see what we can catch with the boys. Look at what's on top. It's super calm. But there's no movement on the surface. You really can't see any Bandubí activity. Well, I just had a bite on the buoy that's pulling everything. Let's try to bring it over here, but it just got hooked. All right, it's shining over here. Piece of Bandubí. Careful, look what's here, Bandubí. I really thought it was a Surubí by the way it pulled, but this Bandubí, the one that's kind of yellowish green, is the one that attacks the most. But look, no, what an animal. Very big, honestly. The biggest one I've caught in this area. Look at it. It got hooked all by itself on top. Look at it, it's crazy. How beautiful it is. Look at it. You can't really appreciate how big it is, but it's the biggest one I've caught in this area. Really. Well, let's take advantage of the moving water. Let's cast again. What a nice Bandubí. Honestly, the track was stuck here. All right, they usually feed here, always in places where there's a current break and where the water rests. That's where they usually strike. Well, I was sitting down to make myself some mate, and it started running toward the pool, literally, and that's when I grabbed the rod. But really, it hooked itself and just stayed there. This is the second one I've caught. The first was another little spotted one. Something really good, actually, from the last fishing trip I came on, which was when I came camping. For now, there's no activity from Palomatas, probably because of the rain or something. But they should be more active anyway, because with whitebait, it's almost impossible to fish on the surface. Plus, when they're active, they leave nothing behind. See, the track just sank and keeps sinking. There, it let go. It's incredible when it's there. There it is. It's raining. Let's adjust a bit. Something is attacking the rod. I was just casting the float on this side so it would catch the backwater and run downstream. But look, there it is. There's a bite. I'm not going to touch it until I see some good pulls, because that happened to me today. And it let go. I just baited it. I refreshed it. The last fillet from the first Manduví I caught. So it's got good bait. Let's wait and see if there's another bite. There it is again, look. Here it comes. I think it was a terrible Manduví, already on the surface. No, a big piece of Manduví. Oh, I left the rod here. Look at this Manduví. Really deep. Casting for Surubí, so today it definitely wasn't a Surubí that got away from me. Could it have been another nice one? Look, they're coming out this size. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. How beautiful. Look at what it is. The first Manduví I used as bait. Look, extremely small. And with this one, I've caught the two good fish. Another Manduví caught on the other line. Look, the famous big catfish. We'll use it as bait since they're biting. Look, I think it's also a kind of Manduví because it shows up at the same time. Look, the similarities too. But it has really big eyes, and I've only caught them up to this size. And I've tried it, and it's really good. Not sure if anyone's caught or tried it. The mouth is tiny, making it hard to hook. Just pay close attention. Look, I don't know if the water's coming. With a little fillet of Del Bagrahan, look, just baited. It's incredible. They're attacking with fresh bait. If you want to see how I bait it, watch. It looks like a little flag with really fresh fillet. Let's cast to the bottom since this one stopped biting because the bait was already used. Goya, I literally can't see them. I let it drift downstream. Let's see if we have something. I think we lost it. Vicky. Yes, we lost it. Look at this front river. It has 9 bearings. I catch them with such ease. It's incredible. Just imagine I've caught Surubí with this. The rod is super light. Look at this. It's crazy. You can't imagine how it is. It's terrible. Isn't there a little bit of wind? It's really useful for surface fishing. But at the same time, I'm seeing a lot of turtles and fish coming up to the surface to get oxygen, so I'm not sure if it could close anytime. And we're going to have to find somewhere to get in because I really have to walk a lot. I guessed around 200 meters by those thorn bushes. Maybe I can hold out there. The rain. I'm here, just imagine. The closest is over there. But I would have to carry all of this, gather the things that can't get wet, so I wouldn't have much time. Hopefully it doesn't rain and we can keep fishing. It might be a big-eyed little catfish. They're hard to hook and slowly nibble your bait. See how it takes it without sinking the float? That's how those big-eyed little catfish are. There it let go. Look at what I reeled in, a bit of line, and it already let go. Now the other one bit. Let's wait and see if we can get them out without cutting. There it goes again. We have to show the missed bites, too. Look, let's beat the little catfish we caught earlier today. We've been using Manduví as bait, but I don't want them to be picky. Let's try this little mancholo instead. There are river ants around. You have no idea. They bit me. I don't think there's any ant that stings harder than the red river ants. The burning sensation it leaves is really unbearable. There, we caught a nice one. Didn't we? A palometa. Seemed like a bite to me, but I didn't want to act further. Palometa, love. I'll use it for you. I hope they don't get triggered. All right, another bite with the buoy. How strange it bit and went down. For now, it's not pulling like a palometa. A potty, that makes sense. It bit and went down. The variety is amazing, my friends. Just what was missing. A beautiful potty with a float, with the last piece of the big catfish. Really an incredible fishing day today. Oops, I dove headfirst into the river. I got a few bites, but then it slowed. Let's see. Look, on top of that, a beautiful catfish. Let's release it. It really surprised me. It's strange that with all this humidity, the surface shows no movement. Not even Doradillo attacking, not even the palometas themselves. Look, I've been fishing since 7 in the morning and I've only had one palometa bite so far. It's really strange, but it's better this way. We're waiting to see if we can catch a young Surubí or another nice Manduví. For now, it looks like the rain has moved away. Only... Look, everything's clear. Well, friends, the bite really stopped. There's a lot of humidity and it's unbearable here. So I'm going to let myself get bitten. Today's fishing, I hope you enjoyed the spot and the bites. And I'll see you on the next fishing trip. Surely next time. Let's do some night fishing and maybe camping. Look, now the rain is coming, so let's get walking.